If you haven't already done so, please print off the handout. We're going to talk about percentage composition. So the first thing we need to know about is the law of definite proportions. So what this law says is that the elements in a chemical compound are always present in the same proportions, no matter where the sample comes from. So this means if we're thinking about water, H2O, if you get the water from your tap at home, the chemical formula is H2O. If you get it from somewhere else, it's also H2O. There's always 2 parts hydrogen to every 1 part oxygen. The example I have here is water and hydrogen peroxide. So they're both made up of the same elements, but the proportions are different. In water, there's a 2-to-1 ratio between hydrogen and oxygen. In hydrogen peroxide, there's a 1-to-1 ratio between hydrogen and oxygen. So the ratios determine the properties of the compounds. And this leads into the idea of percentage composition. So this refers to the relative mass of each element in the compound. It refers to a percentage representation of that ratio of one element to another. And this is important because we can use percentage composition in order to determine what an unknown compound is. So this is what they would do in crime labs or water testing facilities, any place where they're trying to figure out what something is. But we'll talk about that later on in the unit as we go. First, we need to figure out how to do some calculations with percentage composition. So the first one we're going to look at is calculating the percentage composition from mass data. What that means is if you analyze a substance in a lab and you find there are different masses of different elements, you can determine what its percentage composition is. So in this example, we have a sample, and the sample of the compound has a mass of 48.72 grams. That's the total mass of the sample. Once it's analyzed, we find that there are 32.69 grams of zinc and 16.03 grams of sulfur within that compound. So to calculate the percent zinc in that compound, I'm going to find the ratio of the mass of zinc to the mass of the entire sample. So I can plug in my numbers, do my calculation, and determine my percent. So I would say this compound is 67.10% zinc. And I can also calculate the percent sulfur in this compound. I'll use the same method, but this time I have a different mass on the top, because this time I'm talking about sulfur. I do my calculation, and I find that my sample is 32.90% sulfur. Now, sometimes it's helpful to know this other way of finding the percent composition. So this way, you're starting with the chemical formula of the compound, and now we're trying to find out the percent composition based on that. Now we still need to use mass data, so instead of using a mass in grams, we're going to use molar masses. So going forward in this question, we're just going to assume we have 1 mole of our sample. So if we have 1 mole of our sample, then we can simply use our molar masses and change them into a mass. So I'm hoping at this point you're comfortable with determining the molar mass of a compound. So in this one we have 9 carbons, 8 hydrogens, and 1 oxygen. You'll use the molar masses found on your periodic table, and you should get an answer of 132.17 grams per mole. If you didn't get that answer, and you're not sure why, you can send me an email and ask me about that. But we can use this information to calculate the percentage of carbon, the percent hydrogen, and the percent oxygen in this compound. And the basic idea is the same as before. On the top of the fraction, we have the mass of carbon, and on the bottom, we have the mass of the whole sample. So just remember, in this compound, we have 9 carbon atoms. So I'm multiplying the molar mass of carbon by 9, and that will give me the total mass of carbon in this sample. And I'll do the same thing for hydrogen and oxygen. So I can do my math and get my final answer. So I would say in cinnamaldehyde, it's 81.781% carbon, it's 6.11% hydrogen, and 12.11% oxygen.